Welcome back to the JSFL Week 11 405 Sunday King. Our last game before the Monday Night Prime Time for the JSFL, as we got the 8-2 New Orleans Musicians hosting our Atlanta Predators, who are at 5-5. Atlanta trying to secure the division with a win here, and they would just do that if they won this game. So a lot on the line for them. New Orleans try and hold up with that number one seed against Detroit and Seattle. So lots on the line for them too. They should still try and hit that number one. And they gotta probably win the rest of their games, win out to do so. So we'll get you to Brandon Gott and Charles Davis in the second here as we get to see a nice matchup here at 4-5. Colin Franklin, the return man, get kicked off and ready. The veteran Sevs guys take on the rookie and Hudson.
Broncos will kick. Here's Brandon McManus to start us, and we are off from Denver. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no one back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive down for the Jazz. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And what's a quarterback's best friend? I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it. It gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders. I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And ended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Up front in the trenches, what do you think of your line, Charles?
I love it because it's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
The last one got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And again, this time to the tailback. Looking for a seam of finding Millen. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. That'll be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
It's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He'll send this one into the mile high air. That's a good one. So possession goes over here on the Broncos take over. First down and 10. So now here are the Broncos for their first drive of the game. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
50, play. Here we go. Let's go. They'll run it now. Out of the gun. He's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. And this whole line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
Establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call. It's 3rd down. What are your thoughts on this, D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll set up to throw. It's complete. He's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
You know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Handoff looking right. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
First 30, nicely built off. A pretty decent game.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That'll be a loss of the yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I know that speed is a hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 30. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive. And they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone. Because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Now give it here to his running back. Score. There. 30 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
You've got to see a fist because he's turning to his bench and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. He can drive lines up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. To the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of the game still, don't you?
those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
And then where to go? Going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
It's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is, possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Play action fake. They'll look to throw. The middle, and it's incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. Opportunity to change momentum. Big play, right in his hands. Unable to come down with it.
Sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now a handoff here to his running back. He won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on first.
To the fans, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D line, you just know they were licking their chops up 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, that line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. It'll be a 47-yard with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Set, 15, on. They get this time to the tailback. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar and some discomfort down there on the field. Step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. It's complete. Shy of midfield. 23 yards to pick up there.
Your route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. With good timing, you get a completion, as we just saw there.
Now running man out of the gun. Tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Blitz are still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
I'll give him here to his running back. He's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. It'll be a pickup of a couple that leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
The scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throw here. Down inside the 20. Give him 30 yards there.
In the middle of the field, working against those safeties, and you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
A big play resulted right there. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. And then one-handed. What a grab. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
A catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Those gloves, they do have a little grip to them.
They get a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Running man out of the gun. That's down for about 4 yards, down to the 15. Haven't seen much from him running the football here this first quarter.
Yeah, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of them at all so far. They stacked them up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to them, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Incomplete. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play because if they get the stop and hold them to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
Stop now would be vital for them because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
And McManus able to put it through. And the lead moves to 10. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because 33 is a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the people I talk to. They always say, but miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
It's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They've had it twice. They punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all. And let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice. So they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
That's complete.
Coaching offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the script.
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try to make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that tells you just how starved they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. And the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10.
Good throw.
And he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure it out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. And you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones maybe bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Here's Logan Cook now, standing just outside his own goal line. He's getting a workout here this first quarter as he gets it away. That's pulled in at the 32. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. About 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47th. Getting the sense Charles are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
2nd and 5. It's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. As he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. To the 29. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They go back to the air here after the INT. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. $10-0 to score after one on EA Sports. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. It'll be incomplete.
Touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
The Broncos on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be third and forever. They'll look to throw here. It's a short one here. Complete to the tight end. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
The perfect defense in this situation, maybe there was an incompletion that would have kept it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and he passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 4th down, on is the punter, Colby Wadman. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Until incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball. He's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better than it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite
He's going to keep it, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. Rolling to his right. He can run for it, and he will. Decent gain on the scramble to 6. Now it's 4.
I like his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defense in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll put it away for the 4th time today. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter. Try and start this drive in the air. Here, that's complete. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Good for 4.
The second down. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. 2nd and 6. And that one incomplete there. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And a gain is 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Back facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because that time to find someone open downfield, you can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
He's going to look deep down the field. Score. 69 yards. The Broncos push further out in front. You know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
You know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had to prove it back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your turkey ball games, isn't it? Just go a little bit and holler at you, and it worked really well for them.
McManus now for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17. Four-flow drive spanning 80 yards. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. To the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. Not a bad return. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. We don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. I know, but let me finish.
Okay.
And you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
They'll run it on the toss. Much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half. When you've got a running back of this size, at these dimensions, I just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
2nd and 9 now. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 38.
Trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
This is a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They're going to look to throw. That's incomplete.
There's no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. He takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are. And he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
The kick by McManus is good. And the lead now increases to 20 to 0. The interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens.
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
Already.
I give this time to the tailback. This defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. No gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Free safety rolling all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
played. Just well upfield across the 45. Last play, they got stopped at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. And give it here to his running back. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop it behind the line. They're losing 3 yards here. And they'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they're dominating and it allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, there's a bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, the offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yards to put themselves in a good spot.
This is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line.
We always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Showed some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He's going to take off with it. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. The last drive, remember, a similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. This play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
It has to be a priority before moving up to the next level. We got the big fella. He just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. I give this time to the tailback. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando. This first half action. And this is, for the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down. So let's sort this out. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
So on 4th down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on. This just a 24-yard attempt. The kick by Lambo is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. That drive took them inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And after the made field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off. Taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. If the quarterback is that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So their confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down
On the left side. 13 and a Denver first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
Isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's first down throw. It's complete. 7 yards. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. Drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback instead of trying to cover downfield.
Timeout. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Takes this to the 15. Extra yards. Given 7 on the play, and they'll make this a second down. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them.
As he's brought down at the knee. Calls number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop him with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Three red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here. 9 there. Sets up second and goal. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? Second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Come on, set. Safety there. Set. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Whoa! Try to run this one in. Yeah! Touchdown, Denver. Great play there. In the final seconds of the first half, the Broncos pushed further out in front.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whirled all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Just a good drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Now McManus for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. To the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. A nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one is maybe not exactly in the bag yet, but there is definitely a big mountain to climb in this third quarter. The teams are already back out there, so let's not waste any time, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This one fielded at the 5. And good starting field position. Get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And here comes the big tight end as he gets set for this next drive. And some of his highlights here from this game, he's nearing 100 yards.
And defense works so hard Hal is trying to slow down tight ends. It was a lot easier, partner, in the old days because they just lined up off the line of scrimmage, either put a defensive end or a linebacker over them and tried to body them so they couldn't get off the line of scrimmage easy.
And now?
Now, when they split out, detach from the line of scrimmage, you put a linebacker out there, they're often too elusive for them. Shake him and get into the secondary too easily before someone else can try and pick him up.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. There on 1st down, it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but a guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. He'll give it here to his running back. And going for a gain of 11 there, the Bronco 1st down.
Give it to the backs, put a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the 1st round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage.
Yep. 56, Mike, 56. Got you, bro. Got you, bro.
So now, to throw. He's got his man on the out route. He's tapping a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Getting 9 there with the 1st down completion.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxing, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target. I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target. Really nice game.
2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. Try and run for it on 1st and goal. They'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them, putting pressure on them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Here's a 2nd and 7. Caught. Out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here.
You will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss a one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? The throw. Fires one, but incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. For whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that front.
You always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And McManus able to put it through. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 field goals.
hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick. Right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been threes. The uprights, McManus to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. One back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. So far, this has to feel like a horrible dream for him. He's thrown more completions to the other team than he has to his, 3 interceptions. Now, this will test him mentally. This is going to test his mental and test his fortitude, because once you throw in those 3, you start to feel sorry for yourself. But you can't do that. There's more football to be played. Let's talk about Jason Garrett, the coach of the Cowboys. He mentioned at one point Tony Romo threw 5 interceptions in a game. It turned out to be one of the better games he played because he rallied down the stretch and took him to victory. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville at a first down. Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions. Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. First down, he'll drop to throwing middle, but it's incomplete. And that's what he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a whole open in the zone. You have to think on early downs like that first down there, you need to be a little bit more careful. Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Play action fake. They'll look to throw. They'll tuck it and run. It's just a game of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. It's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Yards on the screen there, not enough. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just try to dump it underneath there. You like the call? I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion. What you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen. Here's Logan Cook now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This is away, but boy, straight for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now. I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point kicker. Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time. I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he might be gone. There. 73 yards. These guys continue to put this one out of reach. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times. You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ball game. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last. From McManus is good. And the lead was swelled by 1 more. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score.
It scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. It's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll get down to the knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
You know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Running now, where to go? Going to get him behind the line yet again. As his afternoon continues. Giants picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
First downs have not come easy, and neither runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Receiver complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 30 before being taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one. And that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. The stop here will call it at the 38-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. He'll pull. Say they hit.
I see a play like that, I come back to wish for more. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
Should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the same play.
Exactly. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Yeah, 70, Indy. I give this time to the tailback. About 4 as he's passing 35 to the 35-yard line.
Third quarter, you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out. The running game can really benefit your team right now.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. About the 41.
Now, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Set up the throw. That is incomplete. The other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Here to start the drive. And that's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. The throw. Man of the end route, complete. 7 yards. Pick up on the pitch and catch.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some muscle on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
He'll drop the throw. Down by the face mask on the prize. I believe this is going to be a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looks pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. Into the yard. 53.
Quick throw. That's complete on the hitch route. 40 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. This is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 41-yard line. He's going to do this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. That's complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. Sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
What we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
He'll look to throw. He comes back with one complete. Bounds right at the 25. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked into the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
$60 out now. Mike. 3 bucks. Yeah. And look to throw here. Quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. His first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him, and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Victory gets a lot of angles.
They'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards to pick up, 1st down.
We always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Yeah. 15-1. 15-1. Tuck back.
Brings up incomplete. It just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movement.
He's going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Wind up losing 3. And it's 3rd down.
They still have that same push them back cheer.
I was a kicker.
It certainly worked. Didn't matter whether kickers or not. That one worked, didn't it? They pushed him back at his last snap of the ball, and boy, they created a nice play for themselves. They lose 3 on that one.
From the 1 back to the 4. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. He may try to run for this. This is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. And Lambo will put this one through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. In the scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been out playing all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Now after the main field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, they'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday,
Which was
also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I tell you, I'm beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7, past the 30 to the 32.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling. So they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward. They want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Again, this time to the tailback. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That up is a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
And it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. Able to cross it around. Able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 3rd down gain of 19.
Yeah, defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll give it here to his running back. He's going to take this across midfield in the Jacksonville territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, pulled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll go down short of 40 at the 40. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one, despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Down inside the 40.
Run blitz, he just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The last run good for 2. Here 2nd and 8. They give this time to the tailback. 9-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting started as this game moves along?
First seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
18 Gator.
56. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Right back to him on first down. Get this down to the 10. 11 more yards around at first down as well.
Another great running backs coach that I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white
flag. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. And the snap will come inside the 5 at the 4. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal.
My next teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced running backs because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They try the right center here. Going for the goal line. He loses the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Big often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
If you get it, they'll come out slowly here on first down. And that's caught by Saigon. 23 yards on the play. Offense for them has been a premium. You want guys like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Start the drive, but that one incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
All that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. 2nd and 10. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
And this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Right side here, complete. This is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 35.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. You have to step on them, not just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Wide open, complete. Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Ready? And over.
The end zone, but it's incomplete. And defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So, big credit to them, holding them under 200.
He goes down just inside the 20 of the 19. One final shot. Will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. Time has run out now on this game. So this will wind up a Denver victory. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets, defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea what they wanted to accomplish. Just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.